Hey everyone, welcome back to the plant-based channel. Today we're going to make 3 incredibly delicious and nourishing soup recipes. We're going to start with my take on a classic minestrone soup, a creamy roasted cauliflower and capsicum soup, and a rustic green goddess soup that's both vibrant and packed with nutrients. Let's start with our minestrone soup. First, I'm just prepping all the veggies, starting with a large yellow onion. And 2 carrots just peeled and diced. Then we're chopping 3 celery stalks, 4 cloves of garlic, 2 medium potatoes peeled and diced, 1 large zucchini, and that's about 3 cups worth of kale. I'm using 1.5 cups of cannellini beans and 1.5 cups of kidney beans and just rinsing them well. I like to use 2 different kinds of beans to promote more plant diversity into my diet, which really helps with gut health. This soup has 11 unique plants, so it's a great one to get you going on this. Now to a large pot, I'm heating 2 tablespoons of olive oil over medium heat. Then we're adding the diced onion and cooking it for about 5 minutes. Followed by the garlic, carrots and celery and giving it a good stir. Next we're adding 2 teaspoons of dry thyme, 1 teaspoon of chili flakes, which is totally optional, a pinch of salt and pepper, and we'll cook for an additional 3 minutes. Now I'm stirring in the diced potato and zucchini and we're cooking it all for 5 minutes. Cooking the veggies before adding the liquid will just bring a little more flavor. Then we're going to add 1.5 cups of diced tomato and about 6 cups of vegetable stock. And we're going to let it simmer covered for 30 minutes. Look how nice and bubbly it is already. Now we're going to add the kidney beans and cannellini beans and let it cook for a further 10 minutes, but uncovered this time. To finish it off, we're going to add the kale and about 100 grams of gnocchi. I used gnocchi because that's what I had in the fridge, but pasta would be a great one too. And we're just going to let it cook for a further 5 minutes until the kale is just wilted. And that's it! We're serving our delicious minestrone soup with some fresh basil. Parsley would also work really well. Some salt and pepper to taste, and topping with a little bit of my vegan cashew parmesan. This take on the classic minestrone soup is so hearty and satisfying, and it's really easy to customize by using any leftover veggies you have in the fridge. Now let's move on to our second recipe, the roasted cauliflower and capsicum soup. This one is all about simplicity and really letting shine the deep flavor of the roasted veggies. Let's start by preheating the oven to 350 Fahrenheit, that's 180 Celsius, and preparing our veggies. Peel and chop 2 onions. We are using 2 cloves of garlic and just removing the end part, as roasting them with the skin on will prevent them from burning. Then 3 red capsicums. Chop them in half and remove the seeds and stems. Add them all to a baking tray, along with 3 cups of diced cauliflower. Drizzle some olive oil, 1 tablespoon of ras el hanout, which is a delicious spice mix, and combine it together. Season with a little salt and pepper and roast it in the oven for 30 minutes. While they're roasting, we can prepare the toppings, starting with 2 cups of kale. Mine was a bit old, so I let it sit in the fridge in a bowl of iced water for a couple of hours, and look how fresh it looks now. Just wash it, dry it off a little, and chop it. Then add it to the baking tray. Then 1.5 cups of chickpeas. Make sure to rinse them well if using a can and add it to the baking tray. Drizzle some olive oil, a tablespoon of za'atar spices, season with a pinch of salt and some black pepper. Combine it all together and bake it in the oven for 20 minutes. Once the first tray of veggies are roasted, we'll let them cool down slightly before removing the capsicum skins. It's a lot easier to do by rinsing them under cold water. We just want the bulk of it out because it can get a little bitter, but it's okay if there is a little left. Then squeeze out the garlic from the skins. I'm transferring all the veggies on the tray to a blender, along with 3.5 cups of vegetable stock and 1 cup of soy milk. Blend it on high speed until perfectly smooth. I used my small blender, so it took me 2 batches to get it all done. Add the soup to a large pot and let it simmer on medium to low heat until it's all nice and warmed up. Look at this beautiful color. Adjust salt and pepper to taste. The amount of salt will depend on the stock you use. If using a store-bought one like I did, I always recommend to go for a low sodium option as it can ramp up quite quickly otherwise. And once the kale and chickpeas are baked, serve the soup into a bowl with our beautiful toppings. I like to add a little bit of chili flakes and extra pepper for a little kick, but that's totally optional. Finally, let's dive into our rustic gooing goddess soup. You can probably guess it by now. We'll begin by prepping our veggies. Peel and dice 1 yellow onion. We are using 6 cloves of garlic, removing the skin and finally dicing them. Then chop 3 stalks of celery, 1 zucchini, and finish it off by dicing 2 broccolis into smaller bites. Combine 1.5 cup of cannellini beans with 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, a pinch of salt, half a tablespoon of olive oil, and mix it all up. Add it to a baking tray before baking in the oven at 390 Fahrenheit, that's 200 Celsius, for 10 minutes. Then add a 1/4 cup of pine nuts, mix it all well together, and bake for 5 more minutes. Now in a large pot over medium heat, add 1 teaspoon of olive oil and the diced onion. Let it cook for 5 minutes. Then add the garlic, celery and zucchini. And cook for an additional 5 minutes. Next add the broccoli, 1 cup of peas, a 1/4 cup of cashews, 1 cup of soy milk, and 5 cups of vegetable stock. Give it a stir and let it simmer covered for 20 minutes. Turn off the heat before adding 3 cups of spinach, half a cup of both basil and parsley, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, and I added some roasted jalapenos for an extra kick, but you can also use chili flakes if you like. Mix it all together and let it sit covered for 5 minutes. This time I used a hand blender as I wanted the soup to stay a little chunky and have a rustic feel to it. Finish it off by seasoning with salt and pepper. And serve into a bowl. I'm adding a touch of coconut milk to decorate it. Top with the crispy cannellini beans and pine nuts, and a little extra fresh basil. And there you have it, 3 amazing soup recipes that are perfect for a cozy and nourishing meal. The written recipes are always available on our website and will also be in the pinned comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you wanna see more content like this. And thank you so much for watching, see you in the next one.